Oh my God, you are not right now. Are you for real? Girl, take them off. Because I'm about to be on air. Girl, for real. No, no ER trip. Go, go. I'm not
Damn,
acknowledging
sounds like
that.
a
That
fun
didn't
time over
happen.
there.
She just put her on a rollerblade.
Hell yeah.
All right, this is our
My
intro to
kid was
this
just scootering in the
wonderful
grass, so
episode.
it's okay.
And this is our intro right now.
Okay.
I'm kind of proud of this thing. I fucking made it.
Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
And then you go quiet.
Or crowd killing them. Playing like all this heavy death metal and slamming stuff, the metalcore is refreshing.
All right. I'm James Berry. This is the Chopping Block, and we are here with a couple of members of Onikuma. How y'all doing tonight?
Very good. Excited.
I'm
We're
proud of you,
also
James.
joined with Harrison and Kat. We're going to be talking with Onikuma about some of their music, some of their history, about how they became a band, some of their upcoming stuff that they have, and uh, checking out a few of y'all's songs tonight. We actually got a chance to see y'all out in Ohio a little over a week ago,
Yeah, been
so that was exciting.
Dude, what a time. It was fantastic.
a,
I love that gig. I love that. Hopefully, the Crow's Nest puts on some more stuff, man. Everyone did so great that night.
Yeah, I had a real good time. Everybody that played, it was a bunch of really good musicians, a lot of good music. We got a chance to talk with every one of the bands while we were there. Uh, Everybody had some great stories to tell and got a chance to meet a lot of really good people. It was a good time. I actually flew all the way out there from West Texas, which is where I'm at right now.
yep,
That means the world, dude.
flew
Just
out to
even
my
making that
house
jump
and
just to come see you.
flew out to my house
Yeah,
and I drove the 6 hours out there.
I flew out to Harrison's house. He lives in Illinois outside of Champaign, and he picked me up in Champaign. I stayed out at his place, and then we drove 6 hours, got a rental car, and drove to Ohio from Illinois.
And what a haul, man.
Dude,
Well,
that
hopefully our crazy, annoying, and loud noise was worth it, man. That's a haul and a half.
dude, that show
It
was
was
so worth
definitely
it.
worth it. The whole show was worth it. Even though I didn't get a chance to watch the last two or three bands that were up there, I had a good time. Once I got out, I went downstairs to go smoke a cigarette, and I was like, "This is the last time I'm climbing these stairs. I can hear the music from out here going back up."
Stairs were, stairs were brutal, dude.
Dude, setting up the day before with Cody and packing all those subs and all like the power amps and the lighting gear. Because Bear, the sound guy, he's ready for Warp Tour, and we did not need a Warp Tour trailer. And he's like, "No, dude, just take the next stuff up, and you've got it, you've got it." And then we're just, we okay, Bear, we got it. And he made it look great, but I felt like I was dying every step of the way up. It was bad.
At one point in time, they had that little chair sitting on the side, and I thought so many times, "I'll just ride that fucker up."
Sounds
And
like
then
a
Dude,
pretty
we did use it.
wonder at gym.
I kept thinking of the movie Gremlins when I saw that thing, how it just the Gremlins got a hold of it and it went wild right up the stairs, and I was like, "Yeah, be in my luck, that thing would just cut loose and just throw me right into the mosh pit."
Would be a
That's
hell of an
fair.
instance for
Yeah, no, that was an intense
Probably would have
48
been a good
hours.
time. I probably would have taken a while to heal.
So I think for us that was an intense 48 hours. We drove out there, literally drove the day of the show, drove out there, got there an hour before the show started, went to the show, went back to the hotel room, got breakfast and drove our asses back.
Yeah,
Dude.
we we had Kyle from
North Lake.
North Lake. He came out to the hotel, him and his wife and his aunt, and we hung out with them at the hotel for a little while after the show. And then after everything was said and done, Harrison and I both sore from climbing them stairs and being up in that hot room. We were like, this place got a fucking hot tub. We're gonna go relax.
Oh, definitely, no doubt. The dudes in North Lake are super, super great
I
guys.
love
We
those
played
boys.
a few shows with them so far, actually, since they started.
Nice. Yeah, we've known Kyle for a couple of years. We just started getting to know the rest of the band, but we knew him when he started playing for the band. And watching them grow the way that they have, they've done a really phenomenal thing with how much they've done in the past couple of
Oh,
years.
every time we see them, we always make an effort. Like it's no bullshit whatsoever. They just get better every single time we see them. I'm like, man, that set was way better than the last. They've got something special, and I love that we're friends and in the same scene with those boys. Cause I just can't wait to see them grow.
Their presence is pretty unreal, honestly.
Oh,
on
yeah.
stage.
Yeah. So how long have y'all been a band?
Oh shit. Um, so that's a really like not necessarily complicated. It's just a lot of jumping through hoops. Um, we started out as like a three piece. I did bass and vocals, and we were doing like drop A sludgy punk stuff, clean vocals, but like super doomy and drony kind of stuff where the bass is the primary focus, the guitar makes noise, that kind of genre, whatever you want to call it. And we were just it was like a weekend warrior kind of thing on our days off. And technically, I would say we're going on like what 4 years at
4 years, coming up on 4 years.
for it being Onikuma, but it was like Bare Hand was a project of its own and never intended to leave the basement. And then Austin moved down to White Sulphur Springs with me, and we grew up playing like a bunch of punk rock together, writing over the years. We loved like Ramones core, Screeching Weasel, all that stuff. And whenever we whenever he moved down, I was like, I don't want to do this without my buddy if we're actually going to do this because we've been childhood friends since like early middle school days. So I was like, you want to play bass, dude? And he's never really been in extreme metal or metal in general.
This is my first time doing the whole metal ordeal.
Dude just picked it up and ran with it. And ever since then, we were like, oh, well, we got to keep playing heavier stuff because I drew the little bear head logo. And we were like, man, our music's too soft for our logo. So we either changed the logo or we changed like the direction of our music. And we were like, nah, the logo's cool as hell, dude. We got to keep it. So then we just started doing metal. It was a really weird like jumping through hoops and figuring out what we even wanted to be because we're all punk rock kids.
That's awesome. So y'all two have been friends since middle school.
Yeah,
How many years? Man,
dude.
quite a few years.
Over a decade, bro. It's been a wild ride.
Shit, I remember when I was in middle school playing in some of my first bands. Uh,
Back in the Stone Age.
music's always been with me. I got my first guitar at 5 years old, and
Hell yeah.
started playing. My dad played a little bit of guitar, and he was a singer, and I picked that up from him. So now, me being grown, uh, my kids, I only have one that actually wanted to play guitar, and that's my daughter. She's getting ready to turn 15, and last year for her birthday, she was like, I want to learn how to play electric guitar. So I bought her a Jackson, and
Oh, there you go.
how to play. So my
That's
other
so cool.
kids, they like singing and stuff like that, but none of them wanted to do music. But all of my nephews all play metal music, and they all play in bands and stuff like that, and they're in their 20s now.
Hell yeah, dude. That's an awesome just family tradition to keep up because like my guitar player, Mike, he's my stepdad. That's my dad. So I grew up in the back of his little tour van and his punk rock bands growing up and met a bunch of heroes. And like Joe Queer from the Queers, and like just being in that environment. I didn't have a choice, dude. I was gonna play music whether I liked it or not, even if it did suck. Like I'm just thankful that I'm playing in a band with my family. It's crazy. The dude that got me into music and made me feel music instead of just listen to music is now my guitar player. So I couldn't be happier.
That's awesome. Uh, how long have y'all been actually writing your own music? I mean, did y'all start off playing more covers, or were y'all immediately writing music?
When it comes to Onikuma, immediately writing our own stuff. Our whole goal, I think, like the rule we set was make music that we want to hear, and that was kind of just the goal for us to have something for us to do, something that we could all bond over, have a nice get escape from like our 9 to 5, because we all work normal 9 to 5 jobs and paying bills and keeping up with. He's got a little girl and I'm building a house, so it was something to try and separate reality from our actual loves in life when it comes to just like extracurricular activities, and immediately went into just originals. We wanted to do covers for like Onikuma sets, but like even when we were in middle school, we'd be like, "Ooh, I like that chord progression," and we'd be listening to like some Misfits or Bad Brains or something, and be like, "Ooh, we got to write our own version of this genre." So
Yeah.
being as original as possible has kind of been like a goal, but at the same time, I'm trying to talk the boys into doing a Crowbar cover to Build a Mountain, or
I think a Wu Tang cover would go pretty insane, and I've been trying to convince everybody to do so. I
You know, you're not wrong. A Wu Tang extreme metal cover would be pretty interesting to hear.
It would.
think it would go hard.
Bring
And
the ruckus.
you can take an older song and you can take your style of music and put it to it and just
Oh yeah.
create a new song out of it. It is amazing to do. I like listening to a lot of some of the bands that they'll take country music or something and turn it metal.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge Bill Murray fan, so I just dig that style of music in general.
So we
Oh, dude.
have four of y'all's songs up here tonight. Let me pull up because I've actually been listening to a lot of the stuff that all of the stuff y'all sent, and my personal favorite, "No Mercy." Uh,
You called it.
Figured.
I really like that one. It, everything in that song just blended so well, and I like the way that that one turned out. Tell me a little bit about that song.
So with most of like you can go into detail about the songs. With most songs, that is our first song. We actually went into a studio and said we're not going to play all together at one time and record it like this. We started out with Butcher Man and everything else. I mean, all those songs we started out like recording almost like green room style. It was all completely live.
Yeah.
It was all live, one track, one take, do it. And that was the first song we decided, hey, let's put some actual production into this song.
Get with the times. Yeah, we wanted to, but No Mercy was honestly kind of just a goof in band practice. We were like, because we primarily focus on adding groove with heaviness. We always want, because like I'm a huge East Coast hip hop fan. I love Wu Tang and any kind of like East Coast hip hop, boom bap specifically. That just old school gangster flow, Memphis style chopper stuff is great. Like anything you can really bang your head to and have that consistent groove, it just catches you. And even if you don't like the lyrics or if even the vocalist sounds weird, the groove grabs you and just keeps you going the whole time. And that was
That's
like the primary focus with No Mercy, to make it like our own version of a hip hop song. And I was listening to 38 Chambers on repeat during my work week. So it just kind of came in. We were joking around, just chugging, and just ended up being like, you know, we're gonna make a rap song. We're gonna make a rap song and make it heavy.
Yeah, I really like the way that it turned out. You know, some of the best music that's ever came out was people just screwing around and putting stuff together, and then it
Yes.
became just hit tracks. Um, One that comes to mind is Metallica. Nothing else matters. I was always a
Mhm.
Metallica fan growing up, and when James Hetfield actually wrote that song, he was on the phone with his girlfriend, which is his wife now, but he was talking to her and just strumming the guitar, and he decided that he wanted to do something with the chords that he was playing, and he wrote that song about a late night call with his girlfriend at the time.
I didn't know that. That's cool shit.
Yeah, it was just him goofing around on the guitar while he was on the phone with her, and he just started putting words to it about the conversation they were having and everything on the phone that night.
Inspiration falls out of the air, dude. I'll be dead set on trying to like figure out some lyrics and vocal patterns and phrasing, and then I'll be at work and I'll be like, "Oh shit, got to
Write it
type that into
down.
my notes app."
We do the
Yeah,
same
or
thing.
hum it into my voice memos.
It's kind of like how your book got started.
Yep, my book, I just finished writing it uh, a couple nights ago. I'm in editing right now for it, but it started out I had wrote a song, and then I wrote a part two to the song. And then after I got done with part two, I was like, I can keep going with this. And I wrote a whole album that told a story about a character. And then when I got done with the album, I was like, "There's so much more that I could do with this. I'm going to write a book about it." And I just started, took it way back to the 1800s and started writing about the past leading up to the main character in the song. And the book is actually being bundled with the album. And the book has QR codes. Um, each song, there's a chapter that's about each one of the songs, and there's a QR code at the top of each one of the chapters. You scan it, it'll play that song.
That's so
Dude,
sick.
that's interactive, man. I
I
love that.
I got to get my hands on that. I'm not gonna lie. You've got me insanely intrigued. I've got to get my hands on that. That's so cool.
On Fridays, if y'all aren't doing anything on Friday nights, we do what's called Stranger Fridays because the name of the book is The Stranger. And every week I play a chapter of the book because I'm doing the audio version also of it. So every Friday we have a small segment on the show where I do a chapter of the book until it's released. And it's 26 chapters long right now. So,
I'll definitely be
Dude,
tuned in.
that's awesome.
That'll be great to have in my headset whenever I'm at work. That dude, that's awesome. Especially if it's coming from someone I know. That's awesome.
yeah, Harrison is actually, he's writing a book also. And our books are actually, they're collaborated together. My character shows up in his book and his character shows up in mine. And we've actually
Oh,
created a universe for these characters that it's going to continue on with several more books.
Dude, this is sick. I feel like we should be talking about your book now. I'm so intrigued.
It definitely makes you go, what happens next?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
sweet. Well, I'll
Yep.
definitely be picking up a copy.
See, you already
We're
heard them
here to
people
talk
in.
about y'all tonight. We can talk more about
Fine.
the book another time.
My
But
bad. I went down a rabbit hole.
oh, that's absolutely fine, Kat. I mean, I like to talk, and when people have things that I'm interested in talking about, my book, I've been very proud of it because it's the
Good.
first
You
book
should
I've
be.
written. So I do like talking about it, and I could go on for hours. But this
We
segment of the
do.
show, y'all, not me.
I got the heart of a 97-year-old man at a gas station, bro. I'll talk to you all day about whatever you want.
For real, that's why we end up on Discord all the time.
Yeah.
We'll
Yep.
stay on here for like 8 hours at least,
Yeah,
talking about everything.
we get together and we start collaborating with things, collaborating with music.
It's actually how that song
Harris,
for one of my bands went for my projects. The Heartbreaking
yeah,
Trail song.
Bro.
Harrison and I have been friends for a couple of years, and we write music and stuff, and we've collaborated on some music together. He's got uh, a couple of albums out on Spotify right now, and I've helped him write a song or two that he has on Spotify. Same thing with Kat. She just had an album released 2 days ago, and I helped her
Plug them
collaborate with
names. Yeah,
album on.
plug them
Those names.
plug
Look at
'em.
those names.
Uh, Kat is known on Spotify as Mama Wolf, and
Sorry.
Harrison has his band Nightmare of the Mind. And then I've got one album out on Spotify. Also, I've got another one coming out mid-June. But
I'm gonna
my
listen to
band
all.
is just a solo title. It's just James Berry right now.
You'll have to link us all this music.
Yes,
Check it out.
because I'm a horribly forgetful human being, but I genuinely want to hear it.
What's great is we all like we're very similar with how we view life and things, but our styles are very eclectic.
I'm the
That's
metal.
awesome.
I'm the
No,
metal kind of
having
guy.
your own
So
uniqueness is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we love about like the local scene, man. Is there's 800 different bands that sound 800 different ways, and they all do it their own way, and they do it fucking good, man. They really
Yeah.
do. I'm proud to say I'm part of this scene because I go out and you'll have Crown Vic, and you'll have Dark Druid, and you'll have Dragged, and you'll have fucking Together Lost, metalcore dudes fucking killing it, North Lake, and like the homies we just played with, we haven't got to play with Loose Ends and Two Face, and it was so cool to just see everyone's different styles all on one bill, and everyone's so different and brings something to the table where you can go to a show in our local scene, whether it be Dunbar or the Huntington Music Collective, or even all the way out to like Charleston, and you're gonna find, yeah, it's a hardcore show or it's a death metal show, but there's like four different bands with four different complete different genres, even though they have the same title. Everyone's super unique, and I really enjoy just seeing people. And I don't get a lot of time to go to local shows, sadly, but my heart is there 99.9% of the time. If I see the flyer, my heart's there because I know all those boys put in work, every single fucking one of them.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work just to get to the point that you can get on stage. And
Yeah,
once you get to that point, then you start building your uh, your stage personality, because the person you are when you are on stage is not the same person when you interact with people.
no, not even remotely.
So you have to build that stage personality once you get to the point of being on stage. And the first time on stage is scary to everybody.
Oh
But
yeah, dude.
past once you get past that first couple of times of being on stage, and you start being able to interact with the crowd, and you start getting that stage personality, and you can start moving around on the stage and being the face of your music, because that's what people, when people see you live, that's what they remember when they hear your music, is the way you were on stage.
Right. And like I sound like a broken record at half these shows, and I probably am. But like we literally would not be there if it wasn't for how fantastic and diehard these people drive hours. Sometimes they live up the fucking street, but they're always there. And they throw down and they give love, they give energy, and I let them know, and it's genuine. Even though I'm supposed to be some fucking mean ass death metal dude that's supposed to cause violence and chaos and blah 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 blah. Genuinely, man, I can't help but stop every other set and be like, we are only here because of you guys. Like like us when we were kids playing on horrible gear in whichever friend's basement or attic or bedroom, and being like, man, wouldn't it be cool to be in a band one day? And then now we're doing it at these places and like really throwing down and being part of the community we dreamed of being part of. Dude, I'm surprised. Like, I'm honored because I don't deserve to have these people genuinely like the noise that I'm making with my best friend in the whole world and my fucking family. Like, we're just having fun, and it's ridiculous. Even if one person's there, we have a rule, man: one or a thousand. It
Yep.
don't matter. You go hard in the paint no matter what. Because if that one person showed out to a show, they deserve your all.
Yep.
Because literally, you wouldn't be there without them. It's humbling. I'm sorry, I'm long winded as hell. It just
I
I get
I saw
passionate
you
about it
say
because it's just
humble
it's crazy.
I love
because
the passion
that's
too.
really important. Yeah, I think that's really a big part of it is how you react to your fans, because you could be a good band and then be a complete douchebag, and then it's gonna push people away.
Yep.
It's actually really funny because you brought up Two Face. We're gonna have them on the show next week. But
Hell yeah.
Right on.
when we were
High
out there,
future, Remy.
Face, when Two Face was actually on stage, you were out there in the crowd and you were just getting it while Two Face was up there, and I was standing up
You'd be
against the
doing
wall.
Hell yeah.
You had your arms flailing and everything. I didn't know who you were at the time, but you're a much smaller guy than me. And you had your arm. One time you about hit me, and I was like, "This little fucker hits me, I'm gonna choke slam him."
That's how it goes most of the time.
But yeah, I saw
You
you
gotta
play on
show
the
out.
ground and everything, and I was trying to stay up against the wall so that I wouldn't get hit. Because being older, it takes a whole lot more time to heal. When I was younger and skinnier, I'd get in the mosh pit, I'd throw down with the best of them. But it takes
Hell yeah.
too long for me to heal, especially being that I run a business. Also, I got to go to work.
Dude, our buddy Dan found out the
All
hard way
right.
because he jumped in the death wall from Fight From Within that night.
Yeah, one of my
That wall was pretty fun from that show.
Dude,
Actually, that was
Dude, that
good
was
song.
blessed.
we had left to go back to just chill because we were so overworked. My buddy Dan, he's like, "Oh, I'll just walk back to the hotel." Then I get a call after the end of the show. He's, "Can you come pick me up? I did something stupid." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Well, they kind of all separated." I'm like, "You at 50-year-old did not get in a death wall." He's like, "Yeah, I got in a death wall. It was fun,
Hell
but I got a
yes.
sore now." I'm like, "Yeah,
Respect.
duh."
It was the perfect moment to do so.
Well, what,
Right age
dude,
of 50.
dude, you gotta show out for the boys as long as I can until they put me in a hole or I'm in a full body cast. If someone else is playing before me, or if I got the gas after my set, we are gonna throw the fuck down.
Facts.
I know they want to see it. If I gotta start the pit, we'll make it happen. Because I know everyone's eager to do it. They're just scared. You gotta just get their blood pumping.
It's breaking the
And I'm glad you were up against the wall because, like, I'm known for collateral damage in the pit. So if I did make contact, I'm sorry.
yeah
I'm just,
when
I'm there
North
for
Lake
the scene, don't.
when North Lake got on, we actually got right up against the rail front stage, and
Hell yeah.
one of the members' wife and his aunt, they were both up on the rail between me and Harrison. And there was one guy that, I mean, he was going nuts and kept running into us. And
Probably
Harrison
Thomas.
was like, if they start getting close to us, we got to kind of block so that they don't hit these girls up here in the front. And Harrison and I kept
Yes.
on moving behind them so that they wouldn't get hit.
There was a.
But I got hit quite a few times from behind.
You didn't see it. There was a couple
Yeah.
that came up right next to us, and he had his girlfriend in front. She was worried. She's like, "I don't want to get hit." And I looked over. I was like, "There's 3 fat fucks here and 1 muscle guy. We got you. You're good."
Be all right.
Texas.
All right.
So we're actually going to check out your song now, No Mercy, since we talked about it.
All right.
Give it a play real quick, and that way we can let everybody on the radio hear it also. This is Onikuma's No Mercy. All right, I've got the mics turned off right now.
Hell yeah. Oh. Dude, you
Yeah,
guys
that
are so easy and fun to talk to.
Yeah, so that's what we strive for on these.
What's up,
make it
little
easy and fun
dude?
to talk.
Or lady, the ring light is blinding me, so I'm sorry.
That's her daughter. It's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Say thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be a dad one of these days. You guys watch.
This is my middle. I have a
100%
15-year-old.
greatest thing in my life was becoming a dad.
What's
Yeah, being
up?
a dad, being a parent is an amazing thing.
It is. It's wonderful.
It's a goal for sure of mine. My mom did a lot of home health care stuff for local kids that needed daycare and growing up and helping raise my siblings. It's just been something I've always wanted to do is be a dad and have that connection and have that milestone as a human being. So
Yeah, I've got
I'll
five.
go. You got 5?
I've got one that's getting ready to turn 15. She's sitting on the couch behind me, and then I got one that's 12 in her bedroom, and then I got 3 that are grown. I've got a 27-year-old in the Army, a 26-year-old in the Navy, and a 22-year-old in college.
You got
Dude,
kids
the bad.
my age, bro.
You're badass. Hell yeah, dude.
That's cool. I have a 7-year-old. That's about it.
I got a 9-year-old
Badass.
going on 16 with her attitude.
Oh yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works.
I'm going to be 46 years old in 2 days,
Wow.
so I've I've had a long life already.
Well, happy early birthday, man.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah, I really like y'all's uh y'all's chord progression and everything in the song. Everything sounds really good on it.
Fucking hits hard.
Dude, you know that little that's from Predator.
It's his little arm thing
Yeah.
Dude,
when
I
it
thought it
explodes.
was. I love Predator. Prometheus is so good.
We're nerds, man.
Same. It's a fun life.
Yeah, that other one, Butcher.
Hmm?
That one that got me on that song is the harmonic sweeps in
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is
Like,
amazing.
man, I'm trying to get my guitar player to do more of them, but he's like, we can't overdo it. I'm like, it's fucking tough, man. Bring it back.
it. It sounds really good in the music, and it is something that was done a lot more in the early 2000s than it is now. But music
Yeah,
has changed so much just in the past 20 years.
Oh, dude, insanely.
especially like when you love music that's so like dated at this point. Like when that's like your most favorite thing is something that came out of like like the early '80s.
I'll talk to old cats at work, and they're like, oh,
All right, we're going back live now.
okay.
All right, so that was Onikuma's No Mercy.
Whoop, whoop.
Definitely a really good song.
Uh-oh. Getting a phone call.
I heard that heat.
The smoke alarm going off. They're like, damn.
I
That's
don't know what,
Jesus. He wants to have a talk with you.
but yeah, I like all of the song, the chord progression, the beat, everything, and the vocals on that. You said that that was your first time actually doing a recording where you do everything separately, and
Yeah,
everyone
so
did very well in that.
thank you so much.
We're gonna give a huge shout out to Odell,
No.
Josh Odell, for like
Just went
putting
to,
us in his little studio and then making us sound that way. Also, at the end of the day, he did great, a fantastic job.
homie's a badass. He did great.
There you go. There's another
Give me
segment we
just
can
a
add.
second. What's that?
So there's another segment we could add to the radio show during the week. Try to find some of these smaller studios and producers and have them on.
That would be awesome. That would be phenomenal.
Yes.
Honestly,
Let's say any bands
that's
or
the behind
anybody
the
you
scenes
guys
most
know,
people don't get to see.
anybody you guys know that would be interested in interview, have them join the Discord. We're interested. Bands, producers, any of that stuff. We will gladly bring them on.
We can get some people.
I can definitely get you some people up in here for
Anybody
sure.
that
No doubt.
anybody that puts MP3 tracks to us, that goes right into the 24 hours. So your stuff is played on our radio station 24 hours.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
everybody that can get us the MP3 tracks. I haven't been able to add North Lake because they sent us their YouTube videos.
Yeah, I still got to talk with Kyle
So
and
I
Ethan about
talked
getting
to,
their MP3s. Ethan was
yeah, I
worried about
sent
master
Kyle.
tracks. I'm like, nah, dude, just send me an MP3. MP3, I don't need your masters. Those are
Yeah.
yours. Not trying to make a
I think
profit
for
off
a
of
Yeah,
it.
couple of tracks, I sent you rough mixes. So
I sent them
Yeah.
a message last night and let them know that I needed some MP3s so that we could put it on the 24-hour because
Oh, you're blowing
we
up over
just started the 24-hour at 4 o'clock this morning. We've
oh
been trying
shit.
to get everything together and get enough tracks that we could run in the radio station all day long. And as of 4 o'clock this morning, we actually went 24-hour.
There you are. That's a big milestone. Congratulations.
24
You guys are
hour
champs. That
independent
I'd be like,
artists only. We don't do anybody that's assigned big band. It's all independent artists. So
Yeah,
There are. The
everybody.
underground is where it's at, though.
that's so badass. Now you guys are doing the Lord's work for real. The scene needs a limelight, and it's so hard in the age of social media to like find the correct pattern to really get noticed because it's everything's so oversaturated, whether it be good or bad. there's just so many people creating right now. So what you guys are doing are fucking, it's amazing.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it because there are so many people out there right now, more than in the past, making music. And they're getting their music on Spotify because it actually is really easy to get your music put onto
Oh yeah.
a streaming platform. So people are using Sound On and stuff like that, getting all of their music put onto Spotify. And the problem that everybody has is they don't get the listeners that they deserve with the amount of music that's being put out. So that's our goal is to try to get the music out there and get heard more so that people are like, oh, I really like the way this sounds. I need to look them up. And then they can go to the streaming networks and find you. And then if they look at it and they go, hey, these guys are local to us. And then they find out you're playing a show, then they start showing up at your shows and stuff also.
That's the beauty of the 24
That's the
hours.
right.
When your songs are up, whatever you've written as the title, it displays it on our player. It'll say who the band name is and the song, so you're not competing with multi-million dollar platinum records on Spotify. It's
Yep.
these are all local guys, or they're in a different area that's local to the people listening. They can read your name on there, find you, find out where you're at, and go to your shows.
Dude,
It'd
that,
be awesome if we could get everybody to collectively delve into these like playlists and stuff, so they actually do find the local talent. Because most people are wrapped up in the mainstream.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
refreshing to have something different instead of the same songs over and over.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, and when we get everybody on here, I mean, we do our own promoting also. We've got the Facebook page for the radio station that we put everything out on that. We've got the Instagram, we put everything on there. We're getting ready to start doing the Twitch, and the recordings and everything are going to be going onto YouTube, and that way we can get y'all advertised in as many different platforms as possible so that people that prefer one way or another to find music, they have all the different venues to be able to find you.
exactly.
oh yeah.
Which is super important in this day and age.
To be everyone's picky about their streaming platform.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people that they love listening to Spotify. Some people prefer Pandora over Spotify. Some people prefer Apple Music, and some people prefer Amazon Music. Everybody has their preference of what they've got, and being able to get it out there so that they don't have to just be stuck with one way to find you. They've got all of the different options.
Yep, and then
For sure.
the algorithms work in your favor that way because we're on multiple different platforms. There's always a better chance of something popping up for somebody from our platforms.
I'm I'm damn near social media illiterate, but I am learning and willing to learn as we progress with this venture. Because you got to be on top of it. Like I make goofy skits and stuff like that every now and then whenever I get the time to do so. But
Yeah.
you've got to be so consistent, otherwise you just get sucked up. You just disappear.
Yep, especially
So
with
we
TikTok nowadays.
we we got to talking a little bit about your song Butcher and about the
Oh, and
harmonic sweeps and stuff like that in there. So, uh, how long ago did y'all write Butcher?
that was
First of all,
technically the very first Onikuma song ever. It was we had a few different iterations of it, and then once we actually decided we were going to be a metal band, we were like, I really like this chord progression because it still has like the drony vibe of like the early like stuff we were doing, kind of spliced in there. But
Yeah.
like the end of like Set Me Free has a little bit of those increments because Hostage, Set Me Free, and Butcher were the first four we ever actually recorded, and that is a near and dear track to us because the funny coincidences that came into like the cover itself.
which is great.
So we went to our buddy Robbie Layham at Monarch Entertainment. I definitely will put you guys' name in his ear because he's a really good dude and really passionate about the local music scene. He's over in Beckley. He had us out to a little studio. It was the first time me and Austin ever actually went to a studio aside from like plug and play on a laptop in a bedroom.
An iRig.
Yeah. So right out front, like the teeth on the single cover, the fucked up teeth and the smashed in the dirt and all that stuff. That was literally right at the base of the steps as we were loading our gear into the studio. And we're like, dude,
Yeah,
that would be a cool little. That might be the cover. It could be the cover. I was like, just take a picture of it. So Austin got a few angles of it, and we didn't really think too much of it. We just brought it up to the boys. We're like, that's sick.
Yeah, so West Virginia lost their dentures, and that was our first single cover. So
I say, James, I think that's the one
But
you were asking about where the intro came from, wasn't it?
oh
oh, the
Yeah,
intro, that's fun.
yeah,
the intro of that, that was real interesting, and it sounds like a old time movie or show or something. But we were
It's an
talking about
interview.
first listen to it.
yeah. So it's an interview of the Kansas City Butcher while he's in prison. Because the entire premise behind Butcher is like a psychological perspective piece.
Yeah.
It's kind of me trying to be in the mind of an actual psychopath. I'm a big fan of the study of psychopathy, so and true crime and all that stuff. I'm a big fan of diving into that and how the brain works. So trying to put myself in the perspective of the Kansas City Butcher. The intro was just him talking to the I guess it's a counselor or someone to
Interviewer.
yeah, some interviewer or I don't know, some kind of doctor to like express his feelings, his progression, how he's been. Do you have violent tendencies in prison and stuff like that? And him being open about that. We were like, man, that's tough as shit. But the way we recorded the sample was I had it on my phone, and then I put the microphone to it, and then we recorded with another phone it coming through the vocal PA, so it sounds all nasty and gross and distorted. Super DIY punk rock stuff.
As most is.
But the rest of the song, like the lyric content, is putting yourself in the mind of an imprisoned psychopath. And the what have I become? He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and borderline personality disorder. So the random background, the mid range vocals screaming "What have I become?" is a form of like
Inner monologue.
self reflection on oh I'm here, I committed these atrocities, and what am I? What am I now? What have I become? This
Yeah,
random person in a cage that committed horrible acts against people, and now I have to face the consequences for it. And that was kind of the mindset going into that and telling a story in a way.
Fuck, I think I like that song even more now hearing the explanation of it. That's fucking awesome.
yeah.
Like
And I like all of that stuff. Also, the Netflix, the monster stuff that they do on Netflix. I
Those
love
were
keeping
cool.
yeah.
those when they had Ed Gein on there, and all of the different serial killers and stuff, and talking about the past, how they became serial killers, and what their
Yeah.
mindset was and stuff like that.
Dahmer. That one was
Yeah,
a good one.
Right.
Freaking
Dahmer
intense.
was
Yeah, Don was
incredible,
good.
Was a wild.
and I've
Very
always
well
been a
put together.
fan
Don
of
was.
horror in general. I mean, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. Always been a big fan of all of that stuff, and it's been inspirational in some of my work in the past as well because I've always loved that stuff.
Me too.
Same.
I mean, I grew up like working in haunted houses as a haunter, so like those things, like it all just came together, and it was really, I don't know, ha- playing metal in general, while also having all these other little like side like quests, I guess. Like
Yeah,
like going out and then being a haunter while also being in a metal band. I don't know. They both just coincide, and at the same time, I don't know. It's just always a good experience to know that all of these things all accumulate and then bubble up into like this one little cauldron and make something so cool. Like this
Yeah,
one form of art just poured over and made so many other.
That's because the passion, your passion fuels all of it. If you don't
we
have
ain't gonna
passion, you wouldn't
stop.
do any of it.
yeah, you got to have something that drives you, and people find inspiration in so many different places. And we were talking about that earlier. Inspiration can hit you just about anywhere, but
Mm-hmm.
having something that can give you kind of a backbone, even if it's something fictional as a backbone to the direction that you go with things is very interesting. And choosing to do a song about somebody like the Kansas City Butcher, uh, it's interesting because you can actually listen into the music, you can kind of find that mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say I'm a pretty empathetic individual. I enjoy helping in the best way I can with individuals and being that shoulder to cry on for people. So understanding their perspective, whether it be a struggle or extreme form of happiness, or they're motivated, and just being able to absorb that, and it helps you translate how you feel when reading about a story, or whenever you listen to a piece of art, whether it be music or something composed of any kind. Trying to, like, everything is philosophically, you can pull from different things and understand different perspectives, and it might not even be the perspective of the artist itself, but being able to draw emotional feeling from that and feel it within you, and being able to project that into your own art. Like, we're all humans, we're all in this together. Being able to understand each other, and for the good and the bad, is the best thing we could at least do for someone when there's nothing else we can do. So I full heartedly agree. Just being able to emphasize or express your own version of what you took in from any specific art piece to inspire you at any given moment, whether it be a bad day at work, you hit your hand, who you hit your hand with a hammer putting down floor in a new bathroom, and that rage hits, or the passing of a loved one, just taking that and channeling it into any source other than self hatred, loathing towards another individual. Having an outlet is pretty much what Onikuma means to me. As someone that has also struggled with mental health issues, it is a fantastic way to interact with other people, meet them in the middle, and
Yeah.
bridge that divide of, because everyone has cognitive dissonance. Everyone lives a different way, learns a different way, understands a different way, but we're all people and we're in this shit together. And that's, honestly, it's my escape.
That's getting
But
clipped. That's a
That's
fucking good
so
clip.
true.
listening to we're gonna check out the song Butcher now and give it a
Yeah.
listen real quick, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that Ohio show and
You just gotta be quiet
the
when you're done.
different
Yeah.
venue. But
Let's go.
give a listen to Onikuma Butcher. Try not to butcher the name,
You just did.
but yeah, we're gonna give it a listen, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Let's run it. All right, I'm
What
gonna
you were
go.
saying reminds me of us saying that I like to live by in helping others, we help ourselves. Because looking
Yeah,
at the
it's
different
self-serving
perspectives,
in a way.
very true.
It could be considered selfish in a way, because it does also help me and my mental health to help other people. But self-serving is also means you can still remain strong enough to help others. So as long as it's not misused, I don't see a
Yeah.
problem in there being a selfish aspect of it.
But it's like what you were saying is being in their shoes. Because not a lot of
Yeah,
people do that nowadays, and that's like a huge problem. I think that's where the division comes in because there is that lack of compassion and understanding that we all are going through something, and it's just people have grown cold because of their pain. So instead of
yeah,
healing, they just like put up that wall.
yeah, exactly.
Like that shitness layer that you can't chip away at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a shame that more people can't just realize that we all people, we all have problems, we all have trauma, we all have issues. No one's better than the other. I ain't shit.
We all
Whether I'm on
succeed. We all
stage or I'm at work, it's nah.
but
People get too trapped in their own worlds.
healing takes a lot. Like healing is
Oh,
like the hardest part, so it's like easier for people to like swallow, denial and just like
oh,
sugarcoat
absolutely.
things.
I say it took me a while to get over my depression and shit. And honestly, the music second album from Nightmare is literally songs I wrote when I was in deep depression.
Mm.
There's all
That
different
has to
entices
be
me
shit.
such a
more to listen
relief.
to it so I can understand you, brother. That's I can't wait to listen to these things you guys created.
Yeah, I think some of the best music comes from some of the emotion of your past.
Mm.
Um, a lot of my music has talked about. Uh, I've been through two divorces, and I've got five kids. I
You
went
can't
through
have
a
that
lot
on
of
here,
help with
kiddo.
my exes,
Unless you get
and
headphones.
a lot of a lot of my music, especially the album that's getting ready to come out
I don't know. Go check around
next
the house.
month,
You got like 9 pairs.
is based around some of the stuff that I went through during that, and how I struggled for a while, but I kept pushing forward to be a better version of myself, to be to where I could come out on top of everything and still keep
Absolutely.
a positive note.
And that's the hardest part. And honestly, from only knowing you for an extremely brief period of time, like you seem like a very well adjusted human being that's got your shit together, brother. You have everything to be proud of. You got these kids, you got a business, you got all this shit going for you, and I'm glad you came out on top, or at least the best of your abilities.
Publish that book, man.
But yes,
That's all there is to it. Follow that dream. Even if, at the end of the day, even us, if it doesn't lead nowhere, who cares?
we did
You
it.
did it.
Exactly.
We tried. That's all that matters.
Live now.
Yep.
All right, so that was Onikuma's Butcher, and that really is. I love that intro. Uh, that that interview you were talking about. When I heard it the first time, that was what drew me into that song initially. That was the first song that I listened to of y'all's out of the tracks that y'all sent. I pulled it
Nice.
up and I listened to it, and I was like, I'm digging that intro. I really like it. I like I mean, it sounded like an old timey movie, is what it sounded like.
Good. Good.
And
That's what he's
now,
going for.
now knowing how it all got recorded and everything just makes it that much cooler. I mean,
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that is some punk rock ass style shit to make that recording.
DIY or die. How it goes.
Yep.
a lot of that DIY stuff, when you can find different ways to record something and uh use it as a fill-in somewhere, and what you had to do to make it. I mean, being able to give that song a story just in how you came up with the intro and how you recorded it. I mean, when you can be unique with something and make it to where it's something that everybody else can listen to also, it really is. It's an art. And I mean, music itself is an art, but being able to do different things, especially DIY, or
DIY
um,
dyslexic sir.
DIY, my dyslexia kicking in. But when you can do that, it makes the artwork even more worth it, and
Of
it
course.
makes it much better.
Oh my god. Like speaking of like doing things DIY, like I Dextered. He was at work.
Yeah, let's go back to No Mercy.
No mercy,
Right
bro.
for a second.
So the cover, I'm a huge fan of like grindhouse horror and '80s horror movies and slasher, very practical effect oriented horror movies, whether it be a psychological thriller or the whole nine. But he was at work, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I shoot the cover for No Mercy in your garage?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's cool." And he comes back home, and I've got his entire garage dextered out. I've got two plastic drapes, and
I like soccer.
I put No
Very good
Mercy
soccer.
in blood on the plastic, and I had the lights, and I was like, "Come here, I need you to dress up as the killer." So like the yellow dude,
That's me.
the dude in the yellow jumpsuit holding the machete, that's Austin.
He's laying on the floor with his head cut off.
I'm laying on the floor, and then just a little Easter egg because I love collecting horror stuff. Even being a goofy minimalist person I am, I love masks. So I have an old Michael Myers mask that we stuffed, and I ripped out like a blanket with the stuffing and like drenched it in nastiness to make it look like just adding gore. But that's the head that's over in the corner, and then I've got my goofy legs sticking while I'm just laying cold on the concrete floor. And then my wife actually took the picture for the cover. So DIY is the nature of everything we love to do, and
And that is the basis.
that or even outsourcing local people. We like to keep all of our like photographers and our people that make our merch, everything locally centralized. Because if we eat, everyone else is going to eat too.
Facts.
That's just kind of how we look at everything.
That's awesome.
I'm actually going to y'all's Spotify right now so that I can take a look at that cover because I don't think I've looked at it yet.
On the hostage cover. Oh my god.
Yeah, the hostage cover is pretty much the same exact cover, but earlier. That she wrapped up.
That's me wrapped up in plastic. I couldn't breathe, just dumping gallons of blood over my head.
Pretty much waterboarding.
Duct tape to a chair.
Oh, that cover is. I like that.
It's sick as hell.
Yeah. That's really cool the way y'all did that. And hearing how you did it, uh, knowing that that's not just some person's drawing or something, that was something that you actually did, that's pretty freaking cool.
Yep. It's the punk rock.
Yeah,
Are you sending a picture of it like on the Discord? Sorry, my daughter's like pretending she's dying in the background.
Well,
oh, you're good.
I can pull it back up and actually post
I'll
the
grab it.
picture of it. All right.
Being a mom's way cooler than being in a death metal band. So you do what you need to do.
Facts.
No worries.
I get cupcakes.
There you go.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
Little gifts are important.
Just small things. I had a feeling you were gonna say Michael Myers, because at first I'm like, is he gonna say Scream? I'm like, no.
Oh.
He's not gonna.
Yeah, I've got Michael tattooed on me. That's my main dude.
Nice. I'm more into Dracula and what is it? The Crypt Keeper? Tales from the Crypt.
What the Tales from the Crypt is so OG. That's the best.
I've been on the hunt
Yeah.
for a box set of Tales from the Crypt. I used to have one back in the day, but it's been long gone.
And
I've
then,
been on the hunt, man.
Body Bags.
Just
Body
all that
Bags is really good.
they're
Yes.
bringing Tales from the Crypt back. They're bringing the Crypt Keeper back and everything. They're getting ready to start a whole new Tales from the Crypt series.
I wonder if it'll be the like OG, like because I know they took Chucky's animatronics and made the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would still be like held true.
I don't know if it is or not. They had a picture posted, and the Crypt Keeper still looks like the Crypt Keeper, but more up with the times. It's more dated.
Yeah, I'll just say there's no way like everything like is like
Still,
yeah actually is like functional.
they used to throw that doll around and everything, man. Ooh, putting a movie on blast. Return of the Living Dead. They need to hurry up on that. I need to see modernized Tarman immediately.
Please.
It's my favorite zombie movie of all time.
Classic zombie movies.
You're not gonna watch this. Like, what is that goofy dude talking about? Zombie movies, bro. You gotta get that one out. It's so
You
good.
you can go from like Z Nation to like Shaun of the Dead. Like there's so many zombie movies in between there.
Yeah.
Shaun
I
of
love
the Dead is
Shaun of
God
the
tier.
Dead.
So many
God
zombie
tier
movies,
movie.
zombie shows. And you had brought up Michael Myers, and I am a Michael Myers fan, but I was never a real fan of the early 80s Michael Myers. I got more
Really?
into it when Rob Zombie started redoing it.
Yeah.
Me and him bump
Yeah.
heads because I'm a purist.
I feel I
But-
understand and I agree with you also.
Keep in mind, I am a ridiculous John Carpenter fanboy, so I have to just lock in and be like, that's my dude. And given Rob Zombie did better practical effects, more
Made it
bloody
nasty.
gore,
Made it nasty.
made it nasty, zombied it up, but I'm a purist, bro. I'll die on that hill.
The first horror movie I ever watched was Friday the 13th, Part 3. But the first movie that ever scared me was House of a Thousand Corpses. That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. So, like, going in and seeing him take on Michael Myers and do his thing. I was like, this is scary now.
He should have did Leatherface.
Yes.
He should have did Leatherface.
Yeah, I'm a big classic horror movie fan. I mean, my first memories of watching horror movies was actually Nightmare on Elm Street. And
Ooh,
watching Nightmare on Elm Street, I do believe it was the first one when Johnny Depp was a kid and he was in it. And that's my early
that's a good movie.
memories of horror. And I was a big Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I loved both of them. And
Love Jay.
Killer
Fred
Clown.
Killer Clowns
Killer
from
Clown.
Oh,
Yes.
face, yes,
Yes.
yes. That and also your other tattoo.
Oh yeah. Let's see if I can get it. Mars Attacks. I love like
Oh,
Mars
sci-fi
Mars.
Attacks, dude.
horror
That was an
Yes.
stuff.
amazing movie.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's so bad it's amazing is like one of my favorite terms ever because that means I enjoy like Big Trouble in Little China is one of my favorite movies of all time,
Oh,
and it's
absolutely.
objectively a horrendous movie, and I love every single thing about it. It's
There was so many things in that movie that were just so off. But I'm a Kurt Russell fan also, and that movie is like that's a childhood memory for me also because I grew up in the 80s. So growing up in the 80s and 90s as a kid, I remember all of that stuff when it was fresh and new. And
so
Jealous.
first came out, seeing that stuff, I mean, for its time, the uh the graphics and everything were like top notch. And
oh no
now
doubt.
with the way that they've got AI and CG and all of this other shit that they don't actually have to put work into making
Right.
a graphic horror movie. They can just type it into a computer and say, "This is what I want," and it
That's where the
produces
heart leaves.
Yep, that's where I
There's
came.
no soul in it. That's why,
yeah,
like, goofy enough, like, I know it's a trendy thing now, but I genuinely enjoy what Terrifier has done for the resurgence of slasher films because it's all
Fucking
practical, it's all
love,
Yeah.
ridiculous,
love
yeah,
Terrifier.
and
Terrified brought the slasher realm back into
absolutely.
mainstream.
The
yeah.
second one was kind of good, but, like, ultimately it was awesome.
I enjoyed the Terrifier movies also. As a matter of fact, we used to have like in here on Discord before we started the radio station and everything. We used to have like a movie night, and we'd all
Right.
hang out because all of us are spread out across the country. We're all in different places. I'm in Texas, Harrison's in Illinois, Kat's in Florida, and we would have movie nights where we could all just get together, sit down, and watch a movie on Discord together, just streaming it. And Terrifier was one of the things that we watched one time, watching the new one. And we had a
Oh,
friend
and
that
the
had
third one was
seen it
great.
yet.
Everyone's so good.
And I like the Terrifier because it did when was it the first one when he cut that girl in half?
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
Hacksaw.
that
Yeah.
scene. Oh my gosh.
Like 80s horror all the way brought into a
Oh,
new.
so good.
The no
Yeah, and
filter got me really hard.
I think Shutter Island, it kind of reminded me of a little bit. I think it I have
I
to say
love
that.
psychological thrillers. So Shutter Island, my very first horror movie ever was Silence of the Lambs. So if that kind of gives you an idea of why I love writing about stuff like Butcher, like psychological thriller, understanding the brain, understanding psychopathy, dude. I have a really big soft spot for it, even though I do love my gore. Uh,
After I watched Silence of the Lamb, anything that was about Hannibal Lecter, I had to watch it.
yes,
When they had the Hannibal show, all of the movies, The Red Dragon,
Dragon
Hannibal,
Class.
I had to watch every one of them. And Red Dragon was one of my favorite Hannibal Lecter
Yes,
movies.
it's great,
Yes, it's
dude.
so good.
Uh, I know it's unpopular opinion, but just because it is kind of goofy. But I loved when they did the whole like Hannibal Lecter as a samurai, as just Hannibal. I think is the title of the movie, and it was just him in like Japan learning from a samurai and conflicting his like bloodthirst. I thought it was cool, just like I thought that Exorcist movie where they found all like the demon tomes in Egypt. I was like, that's sick. I don't care. It might be cheesy, but I love it.
Another good one that I always enjoyed was Amityville.
Oh,
Amityville.
Mitchell Horse.
I love
So
the
good.
first one.
All
I
of them. I
love
love
the
both
first
of them.
one.
Yeah. And then I like The Conjuring also, and all of the stuff like the different spin-offs and
Insidious.
stuff that went with that.
You're either gonna love me or hate me, but I love Clive Barker. I love his books. I love his art.
Yeah.
Hellraiser's badass, dude. It's so good, and I will say this on a podcast. The new Hulu one was good.
It was good.
It
I
was
agree with
good.
you. Totally agree with you.
So we've got two more of y'all's songs. We've got Baptized is another one that
Oh
we
yeah,
played. So
that's a
tell us
very heartfelt
about that
song.
song. Tell us a little
Just
about the song. How did that come to be?
uh, just to preface, I am an extremely, and I'm not going to dive into too many details because people can have different perspectives. I'm a very anti-authoritarian person. I don't know if that's just the punk rock lifestyle in me and being introduced to people of all walks of life, of all colors, creeds, ideologies. Um, my my dad works in my biological father, Chad Hatfield, works at the Huntington City Mission. So I grew up around addicts and I grew up around impoverished people, and I have a lot of sympathy for those individuals that usually just get cast to the side as like, oh, that's just a junkie, or that person must have messed up. And there is personal accountability. I understand that, but understanding individuals at their lowest is a lot of things people don't get and don't get the opportunity to understand those individuals. So baptized is in a metaphorical but also not metaphorical when it comes to the lyrics, um, way of stating that the system has failed you and we have to work together because there is no one else other than us working together is the probably the most tame way to put that. The lyrics are pretty graphic when it comes to metaphors, but it's a deeply strong emotional song for me because it's very passionate about how things I believe on, but also it's our only death metal track that's like true death metal that I was really stoked on making. So I was pretty excited to make that one happen.
So you said your father's name is Hatfield, and just knowing the name and knowing where y'all are from, any relation to the Hatfields and McCoys?
I'm not too familiar. So I'm originally from South Point, Ohio, which is right across the bridge from Huntington, West Virginia. And my my biological father, not my guitar player, but my biological father, he has never really delved too much into his like family lineage, but it has been like a thing where we do have some correlation to Hatfield and McCoy, but it's never been like super talked about. So I'm not fully aware, to be honest with you. I would be more interested in the know for sure, but I'm not fully aware.
Because I I researched a lot about the Hatfields and McCoys a long time ago. It was one of the things that I studied at one time, and there was a that was a very interesting story about the two families.
Oh yeah, it's like hardcore territory warfare, like turf war.
Yeah, I mean, where we're at right now, located, we're pretty much
We're right
on
next to the Hatfield
the
McCoy.
battlefields.
Yeah.
I am somewhat related to the Hatfields, but not nothing that's any top of importance.
Yeah, I knew with the area that y'all were in, and then hearing the name Hatfield, y'all are right there in the general area of where that went, and it's like uh, that goes back to one of the first big feuds. It was almost like a mob war between different mobs.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, West Virginia has quite a lot of like
Appalachians go
stories,
hard.
man.
Appalachians
Like
go
to stand
hard.
our own ground. I know that much.
I've been through all of that land several times. I don't know if I mentioned it while we were out at the show. Uh, when we were in Ironton, I actually went to college and lived 30 minutes away from there in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Oh, perfect.
So that was back in 2002, I believe was, yeah, 2002 was when I was living out there.
That's awesome.
And quite a while ago, but going back through that area, we were talking about it actually on the trip. It was kind of a trip down memory lane, taking that
Yeah.
trip and driving right through driving right by Portsmouth and Piketon and all of that stuff. Because I lived in Waverly, Piketon, Peebles, and Portsmouth when I was in Ohio,
Yeah.
and it's the first time that I've been back to Ohio since then.
Yep. So he got
Well,
he
I'm
got to
glad we
spend
were
some
able
time.
to take you down memory lane and get a hopefully good show out of it, man.
It was that was an amazing show. It's the best show that I've been to in years that
Shit.
was not mainstream music. I mean, over the past 15, 20 years, the only bands that I've really got a chance to see really were mainstream for the most part. Because here in Texas, we have a lot of musicians that come out of Texas.
Yeah.
And I live not too far away from Abilene, Texas. It's about 30 minutes away from me. And there's a lot of history about Abilene, but there's a famous country singer. His name is Mark
Must be not
Mark
that
Powell,
famous.
and he owns a turkey farm in Abilene. And every year, the third weekend of March, he puts on a big festival called the Outlaws and Legends, and he
That's
invites a lot of unsigned local bands from around the U.S. out to the farm, and he puts on a big 3 day festival. But along with these unsigned musicians, he usually has three or four big named musicians that'll be there.
that's
This
awesome.
past year, they had ZZ Top out there. The year
Whoa.
before, they had Willie Nelson playing. I got a
Oh
chance
hell
to
yeah.
see Willie Nelson, and a few years ago they had Chris Christopherson before he was playing out there, and I got a chance to go see Chris Christopherson play also.
That's sick.
So he puts on this big festival every year, and when I have the time to be able to go out to it, I go. This year, I didn't get a chance to go. I actually got sick the week before the festival was going on, and I was sick for almost a month and didn't get a chance to go to it. But
Uh,
uh,
that reminds me, like another reason why I'm so stoked because I get self conscious about vocals. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I'm like, I hope I do better than I did last show, or I hope this is the best I can do. And because I'm going to give it my all, but I was battling a upper respiratory infection during that show. So you saying that you had that much fun literally just clears up all the brain fog of me like kicking myself in the butt about man, I sounded like crap at that show. Dude, that means the world.
and I bring it back. It's amazing because I've gotten a chance to know you guys a little bit now, and like my first impression of you was when you were out there wailing around and almost hit me, and I was like, I'm gonna choke slam this guy if he hits me. And then I got a chance to talk to you after the show and get to know you a little bit outside, and then getting to have y'all on the radio station and everything. I mean, you get to see the different sides of people when you're at a metal show
Oh
because
yeah,
people really get into the music. You get to see that raw uh, animal instinct in a person when they're just cutting loose, and then being able to see
nothing
them
else matters.
outside of the music and get to know them as a person. It's it's two different types of people that you get to see.
Absolutely. No, I'm glad we were able to talk instead of you just wanting to headbutt me the whole show. So that's sick.
And there was you and one other guy that I was like, if this guy hits me, and the other guy, I was
Tommy.
blocking the two girls up in
Collins.
the
It's
front, and
Collins.
he hit me a couple of times, and I was ready to turn around, but I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I don't need to go to jail. I've been to jail in Ohio before. It's not fun.
Well, if anybody's listening, they could totally come out to our show in Huntington, West Virginia with Napalm Death. May what? 17th?
May 17th.
May 17th.
Napalm Death. Oh, Crown Vic, our boys in Crown Vic, they worked their asses off. And it's insane. I've been listening to Napalm Death since I was like this tall, which it really isn't too much difference from today. But I love Napalm Death so much. So even being able to have that opportunity is absurd.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. So thankful.
we have been talking more about the past, but we do want to know about some of the stuff y'all have coming up in the future. I mean, shows y'all have coming up and stuff like that. I mean, uh, we got a chance to see you in Ohio, and that wasn't a very big venue. But do y'all have any bigger shows or anything coming up that you want people to know about so that they might be able to come out and check y'all out?
Very much so. Our homie Tom from Remain Convictions, he puts on fantastic shows. He's also in Violent Convictions, and I know he's got some other projects. So sorry, Tom, I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm all scatterbrained. But we love that dude to death, and he really shows out for the scene. So we're going to be down in Dunbar. What day is that? I'm trying to figure that out. But we honestly, a lot of this has been for this year specifically is off the top of the head. So you're going to see a lot of random shows from us, maybe a couple days apart from another show, or a month apart from another show. What day is that? We're going to be at the shop May 21st. So just like a couple days after Napalm. Um, that's over in Dunbar, and it's the shop is the name of the venue. It's going to
All
be
right.
super fun. Couple dude, Ritual Killer, yeah, they're coming through with who was that?
Thirst.
Thirst, yeah, Ritual Killer and Thirst are going to be headlining, so we're going to support them and get to know them, and hopefully break into Tennessee. But John, our drummer, he lives in Tennessee. Our guitar player, Mike, he lives over in White Sulphur Springs, where we originally started Onikuma. And then we live out in the middle of nowhere up 52 in the back pocket of West Virginia. So everyone's relocated. Yeah, Wayne County. Everyone's like relocated. Everyone uprooted this year. John is becoming a dad. This man's already a very dedicated father. So being closer to his kid has been fantastic. And I'm building a home that we're sitting in right now. So there's been a lot of stuff on the plate, but we are definitely not backing down because everyone deserves that cares about us and our mission and what we're doing to come out and give an opportunity to see us. We're going to start writing. There's a lot of music in the chamber, for sure, uh, but I appreciate everyone's just patience in general because literally every member of the band has uprooted and went to the next chapter of life for this year. So we're going to try and squeeze out as many shows as possible.
Also think this year is going to be a year we settle down and make an actual music video for once.
Yeah,
In 2026,
we're gonna
will
do a
be,
music
will be the
video.
year we make a music video for something.
Yeah, saying any and all this stuff you guys have going on, we've got the showtimes little chat in our Discord. Feel free to throw that stuff in there too, so anybody that's in the Discord they can see when you've got shows and stuff coming up.
Yeah,
Totally will.
definitely. And you said you got a lot of new stuff coming up. One of the things I'd like to offer to y'all also is if y'all are going to be dropping a new album or anytime soon, let us know. In a couple of weeks, we have Divinity that is
Yep.
going to be on the air with us, and we're actually doing a release of uh, their music. We're actually going to be the first ones to play them on the air.
Oh yeah, we know those boys.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Lucas, good dude. He's bounced around with some projects. And I'm glad he's like really found his home, and he's always been passionate about music. I've had him on Facebook for years. We've never been personal friends, but like
We love this dude.
the dude's drive is really good, and I really hope he really comes out with a record he's happy with because they deserve it. They put the feet to the ground and they put in the work, man.
We got the exclusives for the new single drop, and I can tell you it's fucking fire.
There
Yeah,
we go.
But yeah, we've
yeah,
got
we will
Yeah,
be
congratulations, boys.
that one in a couple of weeks for them. So, like I said, if y'all have an album coming up or something, let us know because All of these musicians, all of these bands, and everything that we're having on here, we don't want this to just be a one-time get together, hang out, and then we part ways. We'd like to have y'all back and keep up
Absolutely.
having things that are going on in the future, seeing the different milestones y'all clear as a band, and getting back together and checking up with y'all and seeing how things are going.
100%, dude.
Definitely
Absolutely.
appreciate all the love.
We're full.
100%.
Yeah, we're full of hot air. So anytime you want to talk, let us know,
Yeah.
man.
Layer it out with you guys.
But it's like we're talking about horror movies or we're talking about World War II documentaries this evening. I'm like, I'll be there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, having y'all on here as a segment, just talking to y'all with a band, that's awesome. Maybe having y'all on here to where y'all are a co-host one day and we have just a regular show going on and y'all come in and just
Just
hang out
let
with
us
us
know.
for a show.
I say we do in June. Well, this month we've got it too, but in June we're doing. A friend of mine down in Kentucky is actually a mental health and addiction counselor. We're gonna have him on for a couple hour segment.
Oh,
Fantastic.
that is something that we're also very, very big, huge advocates for.
Dude, that's
Just
beautiful.
all of those things, because we come from a place where like it's a constant struggle with most people here. So
It's nicknamed Chemical Valley for a reason, and it's depressing, but
there's-
you giving people like that a platform, dude, kudos to you.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
that's
he's
beautiful.
that's
he's
awesome.
a crisis counselor for maritimers on the river, and then he's also a peer advocate for addiction people for West Kentucky Health now. So we're gonna have him on
There you
and
go.
have his resources.
Do
He's
this
gonna
thing, man.
give all the information he can for resources and help for anybody that wants to be able to pitch in and help or volunteer or anything like that.
Yeah, with
And
June,
never, anybody's listening, you know, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help.
Always.
yeah,
Exactly.
with June being
There's people out there.
Health Month, we're gonna have him on in June talking about all of this stuff for men's mental health. Uh, and next, or actually later on this month, in a few weeks, we've got another girl that's going to be on here talking about her story and stuff like that
Her
because she
personal
battled with.
story of addiction.
Oh.
Dude, that reminds me of a show we did a few years back. Where was that? The Beckley Skate Park. And it was so beautiful to get all these heavy bands out. Dream Killer. Shout out to our boys in Dream Killer. We love you guys so much. They were there. Um, we got it was just everyone in between bands they would have speakers, so it'd be people sharing their life story about addiction recovery, even suicidal ideation. And it was so great to just see the euphoric feeling of everyone going, we're not judged, we're not pushed aside. There's an entire event for us to feel comforted, because no matter who's how low you think you are or how alone you think you are, establishing to people that are in that situation that there literally is ears and hearts that are there for you no matter what, even if it's a stranger.
Yep.
And it they're doing beautiful things. I think that's an annual event in Beckley. So they're doing great things over there.
Yep, 100%.
That's awesome. And I love hearing the different stories that different people have about different events, different things that are going on about stuff like that. I've done a lot of charity events myself for uh, different things with mental health and addiction and stuff like that over the years. Volunteering to go out, do music. I'll get on stage, do some sets of my own, and try to bring awareness to everything. Um, I'm a big supporter of all of that stuff. The mental health thing, I mean, there's mental health is a big thing, and uh, there's so many different forms of it that cause so many different things. PTSD, uh, even some of they're more learning disabilities, but they're still mental issues. ADD, ADHD, all different stuff. I try to help raise awareness with a lot of that stuff myself as well. Having a son that is autistic and a daughter who is ADHD and ODD. Um,
I just heard her in the back. That's me.
but I try to bring awareness to it because it's a real thing. I struggled in school with being ADD. I was on Ritalin as a kid.
Yep.
And as soon as I turned 18, I got off of Ritalin. I didn't want to be medicated on anything. And I tried to start being able to cope with things and being able to do things without being dependent on a drug to do it. And I
Yep.
still do
Absolutely.
it myself. I I'll start daydreaming, I'll zone out or something, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I mean, when I was in school, I used to just zone off and just stare at the walls and not be able to understand anything that was going on. My doctor had actually given me a note to give to my teacher that I could bring a little recorder into class and put it on my desk and record the class so that later on, being that I wouldn't pay attention as much, I'd get sidetracked on something else, which honestly was usually a girl I'd get sidetracked on and just zone off. I had a crush on my teacher at one time, but they'd let me set a little tape recorder on my desk and record my class so that I could go back later on and do my homework and review the class.
That's great.
Was
Because it's a constant battle, no matter what you're
Heck
dealing with.
yeah.
It's a constant battle, no matter how minute you think your mental illness is, or mine's not as bad as that person. Still take it seriously, and
Yeah.
everyone deals with it differently.
Yep.
And
For
I'm so
sure.
glad that you bring awareness to things like that because some people just discredit themselves. Well, I don't have BPD or I don't have schizophrenia. I don't like. You're still important because ultimately all we are is brains in a meat suit. If you don't
Yeah.
take care of your mental health, that is you. That is your being. So it's extremely important. Hopefully that catches on more because now we have a lot of people waking up to the fact that oh wait, that does literally dictate every ounce of decision making, coping mechanisms, and how we interact with each other.
Exactly.
Mm, the root.
So we're gonna give y'all song "Baptized" to listen now, and
Oh yeah.
check it out since we were talking a little bit about it. We got tracked on everything else, but we're gonna give it a listen real quick and let everybody hear that song since we got a little bit of the past on that one.
Sweet.
All right.
Freedom!
Yeah. You want to refill, brother?
I would love
While we're
water.
water, water refill on the thing.
That would be great. Oh shit. There's stuff to it.
I
I
miss
feel like
you,
I've been
cute.
staying out. Yeah, I'm good.
Being
I
that
don't need any
it's
more bourbon.
a 24-hour stream and I put all of these on here, I've heard all of these songs a few times today already because
Right on.
with time going 24-hour, I've actually had it playing in the background all day today just to make sure that I didn't have any glitches or the screen dropping out for any reason whatsoever.
You're a beast,
Alright.
man. Putting in that work for 24 hours is nuts.
Nice.
Yeah, right now our loop is
Thank
only
you.
about 105 minutes long, so every 105 minutes it starts over. But
Right
Okay.
now.
we're trying to get more tracks set into where we can have several hours to where if somebody's tuning in, they don't hear the same songs every hour.
Yes.
Shoot, I got plenty
Yeah.
else in
So
me.
the ring light is murdering my cornea.
Let's burp itself into my eyeballs.
I'm going to be seeing a fluorescent ring as soon as we get.
I feel that I got a big ass fucking shadow box right over here blinding the shit out of me.
I'm
On a
Asian
real
enough.
note,
I got
I know
pretty
we're
good.
not live. Um, I know we're not live. This has been so fun,
Yeah.
and I've enjoyed myself so much. You guys seem like such great people, and I genuinely will. I'm not even saying for the podcast because they're listening to all that stuff. I'm going to check out all y'all's stuff. Please,
100%.
please message me those links because I really want to check out your guys' stuff.
Definitely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Especially when them books drop. 'Cause I'm a reader.
Love the books, dude. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I just finished Paradise Lost
right
for
now,
like the second. Oh,
is
geez.
this
I've been reading
your
Star Wars novels like a nerd.
You know, it'd be cool doing like an 80s horror night one night.
Throw it
I've
in the
been
chat
Yeah.
as a question on it.
Ooh. Since you guys are readers and authors, do you guys like Aleister Crowley's Diary of a Dope Fiend book? the
I haven't read it.
quasi autobiography. Dude, it is fantastic. I
Yeah, I don't.
highly recommend it.
I went on ahead and throw on y'all's other track right now, and we'll talk about it when we come back. Just
Set me free.
Set me free. Oh,
we'll uh, we'll probably tie up the rest of this last half hour just talking. So we'll go on ahead and
Sounds
get
good.
this track played, and that'll give us just the rest of the show to be able to talk.
nice.
This is why we lose track of time and we kind of portal because we start talking about like everything before long. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Like, oh my gosh, we're so bad.
I'm long-winded and I could talk forever. We've been on
I am.
here literally when we've got on Discord. There's some days that it might be in between 7 and 10 o'clock in the morning before we hop off.
I gotta
It's
force
bad.
I
myself
can
off here because
understand
my
that.
ass has to get up at 6 in the morning, but usually it's 2 o'clock
He
when I get
does
off of
those
here.
southern goodbyes. Goodbye, goodbye.
Getting us together is a nightmare for if we have a significant other or responsibilities because we will sit here and we'll talk for like we'll be like, all right, I'll see you later, buddy. I love you, and I love you too, buddy. And then after the 457th, all right, I love you, buddy. You have a good night.
You
It's
just gotta
been
hang up.
6.5 hours, and we've talked about 12 different things.
Yep.
Yep, sounds like us.
Yep, I call it the Midwest goodbye. You're like, yep, see you later, and then you start talking for another
It
hour.
legit is.
I think it's great because you're actually around people that like are real. Like you don't
Yeah,
have to worry
Yeah,
about like being around fake people or what you're saying and all that. Like you just like be yourself. It's kind of like a bonfire. James even made a
that's,
song about like our Discord.
Yeah. I actually
that's
made one
awesome.
song. I wrote a song and everything and put it out. And it's about all of us as a group in Discord, how we just started out just random people in somebody else's Discord or somebody's TikTok. And we all wound up talking and being closer as family than we are friends.
yep,
Oh
And
yeah.
just do
Families who
so
you
much.
choose. Yep.
yep. I started out in that Discord he's talking about. Everybody called me furniture because I just sit there and be quiet, wouldn't say shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm short-winded in a way while he's very long-winded, so it works out perfectly in way.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
The whole
actually
time I've been like, man, am I talking over you?
all of us getting together is how I got back into playing guitar because I quit for like 6 years.
All right. We'll
Oh,
go ahead
dude,
and move
never
on.
put it down. Never put it down. I'm a guitar player first. I didn't do vocals until we started doing Onikuma. Like I did singy punk rock stuff, but nah, I never did extreme vocals as like an actual thing. I was always a guitar player first.
That's awesome. Uh, that last song that we just listened to, "Set Me Free." Uh, Tell us a little bit about that one.
73 is pretty fun. I mean, that's a big collaborative effort. It started out, you wrote that bass riff, right? For Bare Hand
Yeah,
originally, like the project that was before Onikuma that he was talking about, the three piece. It
Yeah,
started out there, and then when I came into the band and picked up the bass, it switched up a little bit, and then also, which is where the first dynamic of double vocals was added in.
yeah. Um, Set Me Free, lyrically and formulaically is a another perspective piece. Um, the lyric content consists of I came across a news article about an Indian family, and it's rough. An Indian family, and I'm not going to go as in depth as the news article does, but they felt so outcasted by their community that the dad took their entire family and they are non-existent anymore, and they all jumped off of a very high area. I don't know how in depth you want me to be descriptively with that, but it hit me in a bad spot because we're punk rockers. One of my main core values in my life is unapologetically be yourself, and the people that stick with you with that are your people.
yeah,
Um, and there's always room for growth because none of us are perfect. So through good and bad, all of us have had horrible things in our life, and we've had terrible toxic character traits as individuals that we've had to correct. And that's just growth as a human being. But seeing people push to such an extreme measure to where they cohesively thought the only way out of this being subjected to ridicule and not under being not understood by their community was to take their own life, and it's disgusting in the sense of the ending of human beings that could have amounted to anything spectacular, but also the mental anguish of those human beings feeling like they're not worth their community. So,
Yeah.
Set Me Free was a perspective piece on trying to rationalize, not glorifying, specifically not glorifying, but rationalizing that thought process of like even being brandished as a mistake, as you would brandish a firearm, as you are used as a weapon, as a example to others to not be that. Um, Make it quick. I've had enough of it. My life is ripping apart at the seams, suffering, a feeling I can't escape when I'm brandished as a mistake. And obviously there's an expletive there, but you know what I mean. And it's it's disheartening. And metal music is the perfect outlet. Metal and punk rock music are the perfect outlets for shoving themes and ideological examples in people's faces that they would otherwise ignore or pretend doesn't exist. So, making the listener uncomfortable in a very groovy way, but because it's got to sonically work as a song, but making sure people are aware things like this happen, whether they can understand my Cookie Monster vocals on stage or not. It's still a way of exploration and helping understanding people's perspectives in mental health. And that's just the lyric content. The music stuff came from very punk rock roots and very bouncy grooves, and we all had a very collaborative effort because everyone in the band listens to different stuff. You listened to
Yeah, just vastly different. Everything's vastly different. A big part to set me free for me, anyways, like when it came to my lyric parts of it in the breakdown where we're screaming back and forth, is like it was a personal struggle, and like that's something with hearing his lyric content coming to it that spoke to me in a way, even though I'm backing him up. But those things spoke to me in the current struggle that I was going through, and it was an outlet. And to hear also when our fans start clapping and singing these same words back to you, you feel that you don't feel alone. You understand that you are not the only person in this moment feeling this way, and that there is a way out, and that there is people.
Yeah.
getting people to chant "Set Me Free" is like all together, motherfucker. Is the term I use. Sorry for cursing so much, but that's a term I use, and I'm very passionate in that moment. Is because set me free, set us mentally, physically free from whatever is weighing on you in that moment. Because during that show, my job was to make sure you don't have to put up with whatever else you got going on outside this venue. It's
Yeah.
I definitely don't mean to make things dark or depressing. We just I don't write kill your mom, kill your dad horror stuff. I like very much coming from the heart, especially coming from a punk rock background where it's all about the message because half of us can't play our instruments. We it's the words are everything. The words are the person, and they're all subjective to an extent because I want people to just like there's a band, Social Distortion. Um, I understand them more as I get older,
Yes.
and they spoke to me even in my adolescence. And every time I put on a Social Distortion record, no matter what I'm feeling, I know I'm not alone. Someone else
Yeah.
has went through it, someone else has dealt with it, and it's a form of comfort. And if there is a kid out there or a grown adult or any single individual you can think of, if they put on an Onikuma track and they go, "Oh man, that dude knows exactly how I feel," or "I'm not alone in this. I did my job, man. I did my job."
And that's an important part of music is being able to touch people in a sense with your music, people that can relate with it. That's where you get your biggest following from is people that actually feel your music, they understand your music, they relate with your music.
Absolutely.
So
It's healing.
let's talk a little bit about that venue, because you brought up earlier about the bathrooms.
No.
Oh, I got a story.
So I want to preface that I had a blast, and they just now got the lease for the building. So all the stuff that was there originally is not their fault. And I love Cody and I love Bear, and they're doing fantastic things for Ironton and trying to bring it back to life and succeeding at it.
Thank you, guys.
But what they inherited was insane. I know it's going to be night and day by the time they're done with it.
Yes.
But dude, one thing that stuck with me in that venue is the bathroom. So there's one spot where you use the bathroom for public access, and there's another one in the green room. I'm probably divulging things I shouldn't be saying, but you know what? We're here. And there's the previous owner had a PVC pipe through the wall. So the green room has two toilets. One you use for the bathroom. The other one is to catch the other toilet on the other side of the wall that all you guys use. And it was a nightmare to experience that. I, I was in there taking a leak before my set and working out the nerves. And some dude went in there and used the bathroom, and it all just goes through the wall. And I thankfully didn't zip myself up in a bad way and just sprinted out. I was gone. I was,
Shit
dude, it
happens.
was traumatizing. It was.
So I got the nervous pisses right before the set, as I normally do because fear. And so the outside one, the opposite side of the wall he's talking about is the restroom for all of the people.
Plot
And you
twist
walk
is
into
him.
there, and I go in one time and I get out just fine because there's a doorknob. The second time, right before, like, I mean, we're up on stage and I'm like, I gotta go pee real quick. And I run down there to go pee. And then I turn around and I go to reach for the doorknob and it's non existent no more. It absolutely did not exist no more. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to get out of here. Number one, I'm pretty smart and I go to reach for my wallet. It's in my bag, not in my pocket. So I can't pull out a card to, just jimmy it out and get out. So I'm sitting there with them sound checking. Can't hear nothing, banging on this door for somebody to let me out so I can just set up my base and get my stuff ready and just banging on it. And thankfully, I don't know how I did it, but I stuck my thumb in there and then got it to twist.
That
I don't think
So
you were the
you
only
said
one that got stuck in there.
I didn't. No, there was somebody
mid set.
Yeah, because
whose set was it?
I remember hearing somebody yell over, it's like, get a screwdriver. Somebody's locked in the bathroom.
Yeah, that was me because literally somebody got no, it was during our set because I got stuck prior to, and I'm over here playing bass, and I hear thumping that's not coming from John or drummer's bass drum. I hear doop, 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 and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So in between songs, I'm like, somebody's stuck in this bathroom with a screwdriver.
that.
Professional at this point.
So have you always been a bass player, or
I mean, yeah. Drumming was
So
the
you're
first.
or no?
The first instrument I picked up was drumming, and that's something that I fell back into recently. Uh, Guitar was the second thing, and I learned real fast I'm not that great at guitar. So 4 strings was a lot less than 6, and that added up in my bass bed run. So I'm more of a rhythm section guy, and truthfully, I love just screaming behind this guy.
Sounds
and
therapeutic.
you were a guitarist originally?
Yeah, I still get in the workshop a lot of Onikuma, like the intro and the intro slash verse riff to like No Mercy. I wrote that, and then Abandon All Hope, the main riff to that. I wrote that. It's a very collaborative effort. No one's like, this is my job in the band, so no one else is allowed to have opinions. We just throw stuff at each other, dude. But guitar is definitely my first love before yelling at all ages shows.
I
Um,
feel, I feel like most of our band members are like very well like diverse in instruments in general. Like I think any one of our band members could pick up another instrument and play it at the end of the day. Like especially our guitar player, him, myself. John definitely could pick up a bass and play it. Not so much about guitar, but
He's just a freak.
yeah.
He's a very talented person.
So like when it comes to like writing collectives, it's just like whoever comes up with something really, really cool, and what can we do to make that even better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And being versatile with the instruments, it helps out, especially in the writing process, because writer's block is a real thing for somebody that's writing lyrics or writing music. It doesn't matter what it is. People can hit a wall, and having other people to be like, "What should I do next?" Because I'm stuck. And if you
Absolutely.
have something to go on, and everybody else can hear it, then somebody else can go, "Well, I think we should have this here." And then you take the different ideas and you start putting everything together, and then all of a sudden you have a song.
Dude, formulating is an extreme collaborative. I can't speak. Effort in Onikuma. Like we'll have 15,000 different parts, and then one of us connects the glue to another one. We've scrapped songs but kept this riff, and we've scrapped a ridiculous amount of music. But at the same time, we've created other songs out of it because, oh, dude, remember that one thing you were playing at practice? Because we like to be as organic as possible. So we're like, we'll run through the set because we have to be tight with our material we have now.
Mhm.
We want to be on top of our game, no matter if it's one or 1,000 people. We're gonna be as tight as humanly possible. But jamming together and just we kind of have like a rule like the end of Abandon All Hope is like a slam section because I love noise bands and slam and shit that sounds like glass in a blender. Objectively bad music, but in the best way possible is one of my favorite things ever. But if it doesn't make you laugh, we don't record it.
Yeah.
If you're not like that was ignorant and goofy.
You're like, oh, what was that? Gets in there rapping right now.
Yeah, Hadley's in there spitting bars.
My sound tried to cut on me out on me for a second. I thought maybe I was losing something.
Your mind.
You have been up for 24 hours, brother.
Yeah.
No, I went to sleep at about 10 o'clock this morning after I got everything up and running, and I slept for a few hours, and then I got up and I still had the stream going, so I sat down and I listened to it for a little while, and then I looked at the time and I told my kids, I was like, we need to start figuring out what we're going to do for dinner because I need to get that done before I actually go on the air because I'm going to be busy for a couple of hours. So if y'all want something to eat, now's the time to do it because once I go on the air, I'm not able to make you anything. So I was up trying to take care of them, and then I had to run to the store. I was out of cigarettes, and that is a habit I really wish I could kick, but
Well, don't block out the brand, but don't switch to these.
I've been
Hey,
smoking for almost 40 years now. So,
you
an
did pretty
addiction.
good on your trip, though. I mean, you
Yeah,
were
I
like
did.
He
5 packs down.
he didn't have a
I'm a
fucking choice.
Solid.
I'm a 2 pack a day smoker, and when I traveled out there, Harrison doesn't smoke, so having to go outside to smoke. Here at home, I smoke in my house, so when I'm sitting here doing stuff, whether it be writing music, playing guitar, writing a book, being on the radio, I'll just light up a cigarette whenever. But when I went out to Harrison's house, being a 2 pack a day smoker, I picked up a carton of cigarettes, which usually last me a week. And I was gone for a week and came back and still had over half a carton of cigarettes left.
Word. You had outside stimuli to keep you from doing it. You had some other things going on that keep you engaged.
That's what the homies are like.
Like, yeah, the homies come in great. Like, I switched from acoustic to electric. I used to be
Same.
a 2.5 pack Newport smoker. And once I started throwing up black stuff, I was like, can't use my voice if it doesn't exist. So
Mm-hmm.
Now, I
the
went to
vapes have helped.
vaping.
I would like to quit.
I went to vaping and
Same.
I was actually real big into vaping. Like I was doing cloud comps and everything for a while. And
He was a diehard.
I got into
Oh,
building
yeah.
mods making my own coils and doing.
Tornado.
I was making my own juices, and
Oh,
I was
word.
really into vaping. And my kids' mom, when we were still together, she kept breaking her vape. She'd drop it, break the glass on her tank or something, because we always used mods. We didn't buy the throwaways.
Yeah.
So I would spend good money, and a tank would cost me over $100.
Yeah.
She would break the glass on hers and be like, "Damn, that means I gotta go all the way to Abilene to get you a new one because there's nothing locally that I can get one, and it's a 45-minute drive."
Oh,
So I
dude.
would leave her my vape when she would break hers, and then when I was going to work, I'd pick up a pack of cigarettes. And I got back in the habit of smoking cigarettes, and she always had my vape. And then it was just I wasn't vaping at all, and I stopped vaping for a couple of years. And then I decided I had all of these mods, all of these tanks, RDAs, RBAs, all of this juice that had been steeping for years, and I was like, I'm going to get back into vaping. And
Oh,
I
man.
started getting back into it, and I got sick. I got pneumonia.
Oh, shit.
And when I got better, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this again. And I started vaping again. And after I started vaping again, I got pneumonia again. Every time I pick up a vape now, I get pneumonia.
That's the
It's
song.
a it's a wet hit instead of a dry hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting that
Yeah.
moisture in my lungs now. And it might be because I'm older and as hardcore of a smoker as I've been for 40 years, my lungs they just can't handle it anymore. So I get that moist hit, and I have always enjoyed just being able to sit back with a vape. And the thing that I miss the most is the flavor, because there is so much flavor in vaping. Where a cigarette, I mean, I smoke a cigarette now. I'm like, this is nasty as hell, but I can't go without my nicotine. I will kill somebody.
Hmm. For
I'm yeah,
real.
I got my pouches.
I'm the weirdo, man. Out of all these fruity flavors and the strawberry creams and all that stuff, I just where I've been accustomed to my menthols and my Newports for so long. If it doesn't taste like I'm chewing gum or just like just straight menthol, I'm like, oh, because I'm a horrible like my body hates sugar. So
Yeah.
every time I get that like sugary taste, I'm like, nope, can't do it. We're done.
I'm a fat guy, so I would get flavors that are like fruity pebbles and strawberry
Word.
cheesecake,
See, I like the
stuff like
custard
that.
ones.
And I'd be vaping stuff. And I've always loved those flavors. But one of my favorite, when I was living in North Carolina, they had this breakfast blend, and when you hit it, it actually tasted like you were having pancakes with bacon.
That's wild.
Whoa. That's crazy to
That's gnarly.
smoke though.
See, that's where I'm just the OG fat guy, and I'll just actually eat the pancakes and bacon instead of getting the flavoring.
Yeah, I like that.
Hell yeah.
Well, see,
Oh,
I
you
I
take
had
me and my grandmother with sheets, it's game over.
Yeah, don't ever bring our drummer to eat anyway.
I had a
And offer to
problem
pay.
for a while where
That's the morning line there.
I would smoke the alternative to tobacco to just really get the munchies, and when I would get the munchies, I would just eat everything in the fucking house.
Yes.
And
That's me at
it
4
was
o'clock in the
just
morning.
I'd get hungry
If
and
there,
the hunger wouldn't go away.
if there's beer or anything like that in my system, I will eat my entire kitchen and then feel like I got hit by a truck in the morning.
Yep.
Uh, I have chronic acid reflux. I have the dopest fans that come out because they know I have horrible acid reflux. So like my gifts from fans is like a pack of Zins because I can't hit my vape, and then Ums. And I'm like, oh my god, you guys are the best human beings ever. And sparkling water because I don't drink soda, so they always hook me up.
Yeah.
Great people.
A lot of love.
Yeah, I battle with acid reflux also, and I have to take meds every single day for it, or I will wake up in the middle of the night with it in my throat.
Yeah, I understand the pain, brother. It's horrendous. And then I guess that's going to help as I get older with death metal vocals because I'll sound like a dying cat. But it's rough.
Just staying away from the cigarettes itself. I'm at that stage, and it it's always been a problem. I'm always hawking that tar up. and I hate that shit. When I was vaping, I was never hawking anything up because there was no tar in my lungs to hawk out. But now, uh, being that I have smoked for so long, I get up in the morning. That's the first thing I got to do is start hawking stuff up, and then all day long, I have to keep a trash can beside me because you'll see me. I'll kind of bend down
Hawk
like that and
too.
just hawking some shit out.
This motherfucker's got enough tar in his lungs to build a highway.
Yeah,
Oh, damn. Hey, that's what's keeping him together.
yeah.
I'm
That's the
saying
glue that's holding me
The
together. Is
glue.
the
my tax
I
dollars got to go somewhere, brother. Uh,
But my whole family, I grew up, everybody was a smoker. My dad was a smoker, my mom was a smoker, and both of them, they kicked the habit later on. I think my mom was around my age when she quit smoking, and my dad, he was a little bit older, but both of them kicked the habit, and I'm proud of them for that. They were able to do it.
absolutely.
I don't have as good a mind power over myself to be able to say, it's all in your head,
Yeah,
just get rid of it.
I
I
still
feel
dream of
like oh, I can't go without it. Work, I have my Red Bull, which is also going to kill me eventually, and then I either pop a Zen or I'm like sneaking off to the bathroom and I'm like, all right, let's get this bread, and I'm like this. I have to. I run off of it. Like stress, nicotine, and caffeine is the only thing that keeps me alive at this
And
oh,
point.
actually, sitting right here in front of me, because a guy that worked for me, he actually gave this to me because I was telling him I want to kick the habit one day. So he actually gave me that, and it's just sat here on my desk. I've never used it.
No, put one in. You'll never turn back. Sadly,
So
I
he
love my
hooked me
nicotine
up with it.
pouches.
He was like, I bought it
Yeah,
because he's a cigar smoker, and I'm a cigar smoker also. I love sitting down with a nice cigar and
you're
just
talking to the
relax.
right person.
Stogie.
I love my bourbon and my cigars. I'm a certified bourbon snob, and I'll take all my lashings with the annoyance of that title. I understand,
Yeah,
but
I'm the same way, and I don't drink as much as I used to, but I'm also an expensive drinker. When it comes to beer, I like a good crafted beer. I don't like domestic beers. I like
not
something that
really.
has a full flavor.
he likes
And
them barrel.
when it
I brewed
comes to
beer for a minute.
I used to be the one I'd go down, I'd get a bottle of Jack Daniels for 20 bucks, get a fifth, and be able to
Ugh,
drink on that. And then when I started getting into uh, drinking different things from different distilleries, going to different breweries and stuff like that, my taste got a whole lot more. And I still
they
enjoy
broaden your horizons.
beers, but the Jack Daniels that I like to drink for a fifth cost $125.
You's a boozy bitch.
I'm very bougie when it comes to my alcohol,
I'll
but
just
I have
I'll
over
stick
the
with the
past
easy
couple
to acquire shit.
over the
There
past
you go.
I've got my down a little bit, but every once in a while I'll go to the packaging store and I'll get me a cheap bottle of Old Smoky or something like that because I'm really
Right.
fond of their mango habanero. Even though it's
That,
not an
oh, that just,
expensive
You were
whiskey,
just talking about that.
I literally
mango,
just got pretty tossed off that the other day, quite frankly.
Old Smoky mango habanero is just a very the way that it's sweet and has a kick at the same time. I love it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's spice. Dude, worst hangover I've had in a minute after that. Quite frankly.
Honestly, I can't even remember the last time I've been drunk. I'm just a snobby dude. I enjoy my stouts and my beer that you can run a car off of because
Yep.
you can't see your hand on the other side of the glass. And I enjoy I'll nurse a six pack for a week, but I enjoy it. So I have very specific taste on bourbons and whiskeys, and I'm not a big tequila guy, even though my wife has got me a little bit more diverse in that category. But nah, dude, it's just like the broadening horizons on the taste makes you appreciate it more for sure. And
Yeah.
I I don't drink it to get smashed like I did in my early 20s, and when I was younger and we were hellions. Was the is the nicest way to put that. But nah, man, it's I'm a nerd about it because
Yeah,
we worked at a brewery for a hot minute, so
Yep.
we're
I've lived
nerds
in
about our
Texas for
alcohol.
almost 10 years now, and I moved here from North Carolina. When I moved to Texas, I can count on one hand how many times I've been drunk in the 10 years I've been in Texas. But when I was in North Carolina, I
That's
was
good though.
drunk all the time, living out on the beach because I actually lived out on the island. I lived in the Outer Banks in North Carolina.
Mm,
Oh yeah, it's right.
it's just
What's
the
that?
vibe.
Oh yeah, definitely. I wasn't as big as I am now. Actually, 6 years ago, I started gaining weight when I turned 40. Before I turned 40, I weighed 185 pounds. So I was a skinny 6'1" dude that enjoyed surfing and skateboarding.
Be
And
careful, dude. My wife has social media. I'm
I uh, I enjoyed drinking and I enjoyed being out on the beach and just being able to run around and be wild. And then
yes.
after I moved to Texas, I mellowed out and focused more on building my career and being more of a family man and trying to get my life in a direction to where when I retire, I can leave something to my kids and there's something that they don't have to go through what I went through to get to where I am.
That is
Damn
the way,
right.
dude. Respectable.
Absolutely.
100% respectable.
So I
Yeah,
lived
we'll make the mistakes
a
for
long,
them.
hard life. I lived a long, hard life, and I made my mistakes. I've spent time in jail. Uh, I've One of the things that I love is in the 46 years I've been on this planet, I have got a chance to see a lot of different things. Being I traveled a whole lot. I've been to every state in the United States with the exception of four. So being able to travel and see a lot of the different things has been really nice. But in those trips, up until 10 years ago, I was, oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I was a
I
big
know.
party, and that was what my life was all about, was just partying. And I actually, when I met my kids' mom, she was originally just supposed to be renting a room from me. And when she was moving in, I was out partying with some friends. And I told her, I'm out having a drink right now. And she was like, a drink sounds good. So I invited her to meet some of my friends since she was going to be renting a room from me. She'd be able to see some of the people that would be coming going from my house. And she
Mm.
came over and partied with us. And we wound up hooking up because we were partying together. And that was where that went from there.
That's just some blessings in all these little partying
Yeah,
things
like
every once in a while.
that's the human experience. You make mistakes and you learn from them, and you don't be scared to fail because there's always another chance.
Yep.
Just like one of my favorite things to say is like, because we're big skaters, so we love skateboarding. And I'm like, you only get old when you stop skateboarding. So I'll be as long as my body's working, there's still room to make mistakes. There's still room to grow from it, and there's still more wisdom to pass on to other people. Hopefully, um, in my lifetime, I become a father. So hopefully, I'll be able to bestow wisdom and really help guide a younger individual with like their personal perspective on life. And that's a goal of mine is to be a father one day. So I admire all the things that you are doing because it's something that's deeply heartfelt for me that I want to achieve one day. Because you guys made it in my book. Whenever you're a parent that is present and is actually there and actually is an ear and a shoulder to cry on, dude, that's beautiful. You can't beat that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love being a dad. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world. And watching them grow up is amazing, but
Their
it's also
personalities.
seeing them become adults. It's an amazing and heartbreaking feeling all at the same time
No,
No
I can
doubt.
because
only imagine,
they
man.
always want them to be little like they were at one time when I tell my girls all the time, I was like, I miss the days when y'all were so small. I'd be sitting in my recliner and one would crawl up on one side, one would crawl up on the other side, and we'd lean back and watch uh, Finding Nemo or something like that, and they'd just
Toy
fall asleep
And
Story.
dude,
on top of
that
me.
reminds me so much. I know we're definitely being long winded again, but like a core memory of mine, bro, is getting off work, driving 2 hours to your house so you could sleep because you just worked your ass off, and I could watch your little girl, and we'd watch skate videos and we'd eat snacks, and I'm like, oh, it's so fulfilling. So like being present, even though it's not my child, dude. I can only imagine having a child, like
Yeah,
with how much love and a heart that I put in just to holding his little nugget.
talk about
So
the skating and everything and how you're not old until you can't skate anymore. I can remember taking my kids to the skate park with me and actually
Yeah.
getting in the bowl and cars up and stuff like that. And it's my luck now. If I got on a skateboard now, I'd probably credit card swipe a school bus. But
I was about to say, it's like you don't realize how much time has passed until you're like, yeah, I could totally do that. And you try to do it, and you're like, I can't do that anymore.
yeah, I couldn't imagine me actually trying to get on a skateboard. Now, a couple years ago, I took my kids to the roller skating rink, and after about 20 years of not being on roller skates, I decided I was going to try roller skating again. And I put the skates on, and as soon as I stood up, I went right back down flat on my ass.
Grab your set. I still exist, man.
I'll kickflip some stairs, but you put roller skates underneath me, and I become a baby deer. It's not my, I can't do it.
Well, growing up in the 80s and 90s, the skating rink was the place to hang out when I was a teenager. And when we took my kids, I actually took my kids to one of their friends' birthday parties at the skating rink, and they enjoyed it. It was the first time they had ever been. And I was like, well, we can start doing this more. And my youngest, she's always, I want to go to the skating rink for my birthday. So I'll rent the skating rink for her birthday and we'll go up there. And like I said, the first time I put the skates on, I put them on, I stood up, I hit the ground, fell flat on my ass. But then once I got used to being back up on my feet again, it was kind of like riding a bike. I mean,
Yeah, you
I
get
didn't
right back
look
into it.
I looked like a big fucking blob rolling around on a skating rink because I was so big on skates, but I was able to pick it back up. And then my kids' friends were like, "Look at Barry, he's out here showing us all up." Because a lot of their friends, a lot of people in the area, they don't know me as James, they know me as Barry because my business is Barry's Construction and Barry's Cool Fusion Heating and Air. So everybody knows me as Barry
Write that
instead of
down.
James.
I need it.
All I kept thinking is you with one of those walkers trying to learn how to skate and find another little kid.
That would be hilarious. And I had to rent one of those. I think it was Summer that I had to get one for when she was first starting to pick it up. But after they got into it, Summer really got into the skating. She wanted a pair of skates for Christmas, and we actually got her a set. And I knew when she got them, I was like, she's so small. These skates are only going to fit her for probably about 6 months, and then she's going to be like, I need a new pair of skates. So for her birthday the next year, instead of getting her a set of skates, I went on ahead and I got her a hoverboard instead so that she wouldn't be able to grow her feet out of it.
Yeah,
Oh
or
man.
same.
It's an
You know,
investment. It's
Long term.
those
But
things.
both of them, they love going out and skating, and we don't do it as much as we used to, but we talk about it.
My son is a beast on hoverboards. Like he does these crazy maneuvers. Like I want to get him an off-road one, because it's got like the off-road tires that are really like heavy duty. And the
oh yeah,
stuff
the
that he
wheels.
does is insane. Like he could literally clean the house while he's on a hoverboard. And I'm like, I wish I could do that. The only time I can ride is if I'm dancing. It's kind of like Guitar Hero. The only time I play good is if I'm like dancing. So I have to like have music playing, or else I fall. I think I
Man,
overthink
Need some
it.
rhythm.
So the music
Yeah,
like turns off my brain.
I can't even step onto a
that's being
hoverboard to
scary,
see you have me
honestly.
beat.
Yeah, music helps me out a lot, but it also doesn't help me out a lot because if I'm doing something around the house and I put music on, about the first 10 minutes of it, I'm like, I'm jamming and I'm getting into whatever I'm doing. And then afterwards,
Yep.
I'm like, I got to sit down and listen to this because it's that good and I won't get anything else done.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like exercise to me.
Well,
The
the
10 minutes you're
horrible E
doing.
word exercise.
Yeah. I would love to get back into exercising and lose some weight, but I'll tell you, I am the most poorly self motivated person to actually get out and do something to better my my health doing exercises and stuff like that. I would rather sit down and eat a steak than go for a jog.
I
Sounds
just
way better,
I
to
can
be honest.
agree.
Sounds better.
I follow the seafood diet. I seafood and I eat the shit.
There you go.
My man. Yes.
Well, we're going to go on ahead and we're going to call it a night for tonight. It has been great having y'all on the show. And
Dude, it's been
like
a
I
while.
said, I want to extend a welcome to come back. Uh, if y'all have some new stuff coming up, y'all want us to do a release for you, we would be more than happy to have y'all here on the show with us.
Hell yeah.
I've had a great time tonight, and I could honestly go on for hours.
Yes, he could.
Same.
But
It's been good conversation. It's been good conversation.
I've got family stuff also, so I've got the kids here, and I've only got them for the weekend, so I want to be able to
Well, you
spend a little
enjoyed
time
that.
while they're here also. But it has really been a good time tonight. I've enjoyed having y'all here personally, and I would
Dude, it's
like
been
to
a
have
blast.
y'all on the show again.
Dude,
Definitely.
we'd love to. It's been an absolute blast. And you guys are definitely our people. You guys are so cool and inviting, and literally this entire conversation has been just nothing but free form and comfortable. So you guys are definitely did your job as host. You guys are killer.
Yep.
That's all we
Well, I'm
strive
glad
for.
y'all had a good time. Like I said, I know I had a great time, and we'll definitely keep in contact and try to keep up with stuff that y'all have going on in the future. And those links and everything, we'll is this Discord. We can send y'all links on here, right?
Yep.
Yes.
100%.
I said
We'll
I've
Got
got
to
him
be
added in a
scammed.
personal DM. I'll send everybody's music links to him. So
yeah, we'll
Please
get all of
do.
that
Please
stuff
do.
sent over to y'all. And like I said, if y'all want to check out the Fridays when we do Stranger Friday, and check out the new chapters of the book that are coming out, uh, join us on Fridays. We're always whenever we're
What time does
live.
that start?
It's 7 p.m. typically. Sometimes we might be running a little late. It might be
so
about
it's
7:30,
8
but
p.m.
it'll
your
be
guys'
on
That's
time.
nice.
Friday.
Works out.
Oh, that's perfect. The last couple hours of my shift always drag, and having some actual people that go out there and put their stuff on there just to be able to indulge in that with other people. And that's what I need. That positive reinforcement to grind through those last 2 hours of my
Yeah, like I
Cool.
shift.
said, the radio station is now up and running 24/7, so there's always music playing. Right now, the only nights that we're really on are Friday and Saturday nights. We're actually live and talking, but anytime that we're on, even if we're not on, we have the on the Discord, we have the on-air chat. Anybody that wants to talk with us at any time, if you know any other bands or anything that want to come on, they can hit us up on Discord. But anytime we're on,
Okay.
if you pop into the on air chat and just hit us up and say, "Hey, I'm here," we'll acknowledge you on the radio that you're hanging out with us in chat, and we try to get other people to come in and hang out also and kind of interact with what's going on.
And on the note of the
Awesome.
Right on.
radio
You guys are
station,
ready to say.
if you guys have any more tracks you would like to add to the radio station, just send them through that email. We'll get them added in there, so they'll be in rotation.
Yeah,
Yes, we'll be sure to do so.
yeah, we'll get as much as y'all's music out there as possible, and try to get you heard as much as possible.
We appreciate
And
it.
we appreciate every bit of this, and you going out of your way to listen to us ramble. Like,
Yep.
it genuinely means the world that you even give us a platform to even speak on. So everything you guys do is amazing. What you're doing for the scene is amazing, and we really appreciate your time.
Keep crushing it.
Yeah, we
I
appreciate you
appreciate
guys.
that. It means a lot coming from y'all. Well, y'all
Yeah,
have a good
appreciate
night.
y'all.
We're gonna close things out, and Again, this is Onikuma that's been hanging out with us tonight, and it has been great. And I hope you all have
Hey, guys.
enjoyed it. as well. And we will talk to you all again soon.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Take it easy.
You too. All right, we are off the air now.
Oh, cute.
So
Oh, it is pizza 30.
It is pizza o'clock.
that's awesome. I have soup. So I
Right.
thought
100%. What's up?
that maybe we could add for the bands that join if they want like the VIP, like when we hang out in Wolfton,
Yeah, we can
like we
definitely.
could always invite them over.
I'll set that up on the server, so we'll have a private vote or VC. So if they
Yes,
want to come in
for
and
them.
chat,
Yeah, because they get to see like our behind the scenes, like unfiltered,
I
just
don't know
us.
if anybody wants to see that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
chaos. Dude, he was messaging me about it, and I'm sitting there in like the 13th floor of that coal power plant. I'm like, I can't have my phone out. Let's do this real quick. Put the phone back up.
Okay, just so you know, Wolfton, like we are fully ourselves, and James is normally shirtless.
Yeah, his titties are usually out.
That's fine.
I listen. Yeah, I listen to High on Fire. So if Matt Pike has a shirt on, I feel uncomfortable. So don't worry.
Awesome.
Oh.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night.